Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Legion. I hope you're having a great time on the Broken Isles. Now, I've typically created one of these goal-oriented videos at the start of an expansion, and since I have a long, storied, one-expansion history of doing so, I'm not going to start breaking tradition now. So, in this video, we'll discuss what you can expect on the channel in Legion and ways that you can support it. So, I'm Tuskeh. My real name is John Morris, and I work on YouTube full-time. It doesn't pay enough to support my family, yet, so I'm working as hard as I can to make that the case. I am a completely independent YouTuber, and I have no intention for that to change. I've promised in the past, and I will continue to swear to you, that I will never lie to you or screw you over for money. I do this because I love educating people. So, what's the plan for Legion? First and foremost, class guides. This will be the biggest focus for the channel, at least for now. I've spent alpha and beta collecting footage and preparing formats, and now that things are starting to settle down with the first raid launch a couple of weeks away, creating these class guides is something I'll be working on fairly heavily. I intend to create one video for every specialization. Everything will be covered. I already have 2 out, 1 for each of the Demon Hunter specializations. Naturally, this is a lot of work. I intend for these guides to be both educational and entertaining, with accurate information and high production quality, and this means that they are going to take time. I have no schedule for releases, they'll be ready when they're ready, but it is something I'm actively working on. Secondly, other guides. I have some ideas for other guides, including raid boss guides, a continuation of the tanking guide, a healer guide, a damage dealing guide, a rework of my user interface guides, and other topics that I haven't focused on yet. I want to be very careful here, because I don't want to be a channel that puts out very typical content. Just last week, a guildmate suggested that I create a video sharing how to fly on the Broken Isles using a combination of toys that slows your falling speed and shoots you into the air. This type of tips and tricks focused content doesn't tend to last very long, as evidenced by the fact that a couple of days ago this technique for flying was removed from the game, or at the very least, reduced significantly. I want my content to be long-lasting. This means that my guides might not be super relevant to everyone and might be a bit generalized. That said, I'm still keeping my options open, and considering the success of my Preparing for Legion series of videos, I'd definitely like to create videos on more relevant topics with my own spin on it. I don't want to just be like every other YouTube channel out there that's like, here is the latest news, blah 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 blah. That said, we'll discuss an idea for that in just a minute. Thirdly, streaming. Once the first raid launches on September the 20th, expect to see about 2 streams a week. One on Tuesday and one on Thursday, between 8 PM and 12:30 AM Eastern Standard Time. These are the hours that my guild raids, and with a little bit of luck, a lot of preparation, and plenty of practice, hopefully I'll make the raid team for Legion and be able to live stream our progression on twitch.tv/Tuskeh. I'll either directly record or export the live streams onto this channel for video on demand, so there'll be some very long videos that are raw raiding footage with plenty of banter, frustration, scheming, planning, practice, and celebration in them. I may stream at other times depending upon my mood and my schedule, but I can't make any promises beyond it might happen. That said, as long as I'm raiding and I'm in the team and I have their permission, which I do, I'll be live streaming and uploading our raids every week. Fourthly, discussion videos. These have always been a point of contention for me. I've started and cancelled my daily discussion series of videos several times now, and I can definitely see that it has potential. It's a fair amount of work, especially since I've got other things going on now, but it's built an alright following in the past, and it's something I enjoy doing when I have the time. Thinking about it, I could almost turn it into a sort of show, and that's an idea I'll consider as we move forward. But for now, discussions are going to be on a case-by-case basis. If I feel like I have something interesting to share, then I will share it. If I want to turn into a talking head with my own daily talk show, and there's sufficient interest in it, it's something that I will consider. That really has to be up to you. If I see a lot of people asking for it, I'll consider it. It does sound pretty cool, I have to admit. Finally, supporting the channel. Here's the part of the video where I e-beg for your money. Honestly, there are a dozen different valid reasons, air quotes, that I could give you to support me, but I don't want to waste your time. So I'm just going to say this. I love educating folks, and I love working on YouTube, but I lead a real life with friends and family members, and sometimes that life screws you over. passion won't put food on the table or pay a large medical bill, as I have experienced several times over the last few years. So, if you want to help support the channel, which is never going to be large enough to support my family on its own, then you can swing by patreon.com/Tuskeh and support me there, however much you'd like. There's no reward system, it's a simple tip jar. If you want to send a one-time tip, then you can use PayPal and the email address for contacting me in the description. That will conclude this video. Now you know my plans for Legion. Hopefully, the channel will continue to grow throughout this expansion, and I'll do my best to make independent guides focused on quality and detail, so that you can excel in World of Warcraft. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe you found it helpful. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or suggestions, you can contact me using the links in the description, or you can just leave a comment. If you want to help support the channel, there is a link to my Patreon page in the description as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you the best of luck in Legion.